Good morning, everyone. This is Nicole Ali, and I'm back with another video. So, on my previous video, I was trying to present some scientists of modern times that are doing a lot of research in various fields. And I thought about some of the scientists that I've met, black scientists in specific, to be specific about it. Black scientists who are doing a lot of great work, especially in the field of genetics, population science, public health research, trying to determine the molecular basis for health disparities and to try to bring out solutions to those problems. So one professor in particular that I spoke with last month in person, he did a talk at a conference and I spoke with him in person, was Dr. Rick Kittle. And this article is about how he sees the consequences of race and racisms. So it's beyond blood and skin, the global production and consequences of race and racisms, Rick Kittle. So to give background, they have here Rick Kittle is a professor and founding director of the Division of Health Equities within the Department of Population Sciences at the City of Hope. He's also Associate Director of Health Equities of City of Hope Comprehensive Cancer Center. He's well known for his research of prostate cancer and health disparities among African Americans. Dr. Kittle's research has focused on understanding the complex issues surrounding race, genetic ancestry, and health disparities. He received a PhD in biological sciences from George Washington University in 1998. His first faculty appointment was at Howard University, where he helped establish the National Human Genome Center at Howard University. Their focus is on cancer and health disparities there. I've looked up a lot of their goals and objectives. Over the past 20 years, Kittles has been at the forefront of the development of ancestry informative genetic markers. So they go through a lot of different things on him. I want to skip down to his NIH funded projects. One was to study genetic and environmental modifiers of serum 25-hydroxyvitamin D levels in order to improve our understanding of the role serum vitamin D plays in health disparities. He is leading a multi-site collaboration studying modifiers of serum 25-hydroxyvitamin D, also known as 25-OHD levels, and their role on prostate cancer susceptibility. He was named from Ebony Magazine in the Ebony Power 100. I'm not interested in that, but I am interested in going into more detail about his work. They have a lot of his publications listed down here below. As you can see, they have the dates in parentheses. The latest one they have here is from 2013, but there's also a lot of other cool information to know. So if you go to africanancestry.com/our-story/, you will see that there is a lot of information about Dr. Rick Kittle and Gina Page, who are both co-founders of African Ancestry. So a lot of controversy and questions have been raised from the Ancestry.com, 23andMe, all these different genetic testing sites. And one man went to, I think he used 23andMe, if I'm not mistaken, and he submitted his cheek swab, the swab of his girlfriend, and the swab of his Chihuahua, a dog. And the results came back showing that the Chihuahua had a certain percentage of Native American DNA, which we know is impossible. So questions have been raised, especially for Black people, as to how effective and how precise the genetic testing is, how the reporting of the tests. So African Ancestry is a company that helps to transform the way people view themselves and the way they view Africa. And they founded this as a way to trace maternal and paternal lineages of African descent, having helped more than 500,000 people reconnect with the roots of their family tree. As I stated, Dr. Rick Kittle and Gina Page have founded African Ancestry, and I would hope that this goes to solidify their reputation, because Dr. Rick Kittle works with genetics. That is his profession. So it's not like he's just a businessman. He knows what he's talking about when he's discussing the different genetic points of reference that would be tested. So this is Gina Page. She was on a talk show not too long ago. I can't remember the name of it, but she was on a talk show with some ladies where she was discussing their genetic ancestry. And there is, it may be listed here actually on this. Let's see if I can see it. No, none of this sticks out to me, but she's been on a lot of media outlets. I believe it was on TV1 where she discussed some things. So where she was helping the ladies there on the show determine their ancestry. Here's her email. You can email Taylor Communications Group, or you can email her directly at ntaylor@africanancestry.com. Dr. Rick Kittle is also listed here as a co-founder of African Ancestry. And they also, I like how they give the country of origin and the tribes of both the founders, because they've done their own testing themselves. He is the lead geneticist there at African Ancestry, and his subject matter has been focused on and showcased on a lot of different platforms. Published numerous articles about the African diaspora, prostate health, and health disparities. And the reason why he's mentioned during his talk in November that I attended, he mentioned that the reason why he wanted to focus on prostate cancer was that is one of the basis of, who we are. Your father's genetics, even though you get 50% from your father and 50% from your mother, when you have sperm that are not, or the male reproductive system that's not working as it should, and it could be due to vitamin D deficiency or the way vitamin D is processed by your body, that makes a huge difference on how you are able to reproduce. So the vitamin D axis in African American men is very important in understanding prostatic compensation. That's what they're saying here in this article. I've already read through it, and this is published by Larissa Nahn, who was also in attendance at that meeting we went to. And I'm just going to skip down to the results. So the serum concentrations of the 25-OHD, which is the 25-hydroxy vitamin D, were lower in African American men, but concentrations of 1,2,5-hydroxy vitamin D in the prostate tissues were higher compared with European Americans. So overall, this is saying that there's a relationship between vitamin D binding protein, LRP2, and vitamin D metabolites. And that suggests that the prohormone is actively transported into the prostate, followed by intraprostatic conversion into the active hormone rather than passive fusion. So that means there is a direct and deliberate conversion of this hormone, and that could be contributing to prostate cancer. So these findings support the presence of a compensatory response in prostate tissue to vitamin D deficiency in African Americans, and reveal a previously unknown complexity involving tissue distribution of vitamin D metabolites. So a lot of people think that vitamin D is so important because you are, you get vitamin D, and vitamin D is the main ingredient required for you to have, proper metabolism of your organs after you've been exposed to ultraviolet rays from the sun, UVB rays from the sun. However, if you are at a genetic level not able to compensate from the sunlight, you can have more problems. So this shows UVB, some of that UVB to 25-dioxy or dihydroxy, vitamin D, that whole enzymatic process occurring here in A on the left side. UVB isomerization from the sun, and that little squiggly line is representing radiation from the sun, and how that is producing cholesterol in the skin, how that is changing the CYP27A1 and CYP2R1, which are enzymes that convert cholesterol into what you would have as your membranes of your cell, and steroids, things like that. It affects the blood, it affects the kidneys, intracellular, mitochondrial effects, then it affects the nucleus. So all of this is important to know, and I'm not going to go through the whole paper. I know things can get kind of heavy, kind of boring for some people, but I will say that I will leave a link to this article in the description box to give you an idea of what is being done. When people say African Americans or Black people are not doing the research, we are doing the research out here. We're doing a lot of the research that is helping us, that's giving us more information of how to talk to our physicians about different problems that we're having, health issues that we're having. I hope that this was interesting to you. If you would like to know more about this research or Dr. Kittles himself, please let me know in the comment section. I'll try to remember to leave all the links excuse me, to the articles that I was going through and the different data I was going through. But I'll talk to you in the next one. Y'all have a great day.